Hello, and welcome to another Dokkan battle video. In this video, we're going to be quickly going over this new Dragon Ball story revamp that we got. To get all of the missions, I made this team. Where is it? Right on over. Oh, well, hold on, let me quickly remake the team and I'll be right back. Alright, okay, so mind that little interruption, but basically this team right here will get you every single mission needed to get all of the support memory fragments. In particular, you want to pay very close attention to these 4 units. These are the 4 cards that will actually hit the missions, because you need an Earthling with Courage, Exploding Rage characters, the Prodigical Warrior. The English name is weird, and just Planet Namek Saga category characters. So just running this Planet Namek Saga category team and bringing these 4 units, or like LR Ginyu for instance, would also trigger the same mission as HL Ginyu. You will be able to pretty much get every single mission needed very easily. These units have been on a lot of banners except for HL Ginyu himself, but in his place you also have the physical Ginyu, who is a free-to-play unit that you guys can grind up. So it's either you have LR Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza and a bunch of free-to-play units, or you also have HL Ginyu and also the free-to-play units. So like, we're just gonna very quickly go through all these stages. Like, they're not gonna be hard at all, but it is nice to talk about and just kind of look at what content they're actually giving us. Because previously there was a bit of a speculation that these Dragon Ball stories actually correlated to future content, because for a while they're kind of lined up like that. Like, we got a movie hero story event, and right before we had like an entire movie celebration. So, and like, we also had like a Realm of Gods one that came out with right before another Realm of God celebration. So it sometimes they line up. I just don't think Planet Namek Saga is going to be anywhere coming soon, because I believe the next Dokkan Fest that we should get is going to be worldwide. It's either going to be that or just like a filler Dokkan Fest in between. But I highly doubt it's going to be Planet Namek, as we literally just did that last year. So that's probably out of the question. But it is interesting to just think about and speculate on when we will be getting more Namek Saga buffs, because overall I think the team is kind of bad, because the only real units that are even like contenders for being top tier is the Ginyu Force team. And if you're running Planet Namek Saga, there's no reason to run any other unit that isn't on the Ginyu Force category team. So it just ends up in this weird like section where none of the units are very good, despite us having a very recent celebration completely focused around them, mainly because we had a large meta shift almost immediately after they came out. So they just ended up falling off a lot faster than what we may have anticipated. I did actually pull up the missions needed, don't mind that, for this exact support memory. Is this gonna go back? There we go. Yeah, okay. It's just being annoying today. Thank you, Elgato. But I did pull up what is needed for this, just so I can make sure I'm looking at it correctly. If you want just the support memory to be done, you only have to clear up to stage 8. So you don't actually have to go through all of the missions themselves to get the entire support memory. Which I don't think there is more than 8 stages, but even if there is, you don't have to go any further than that. Because I know in a lot of the other support memory stages, all you had to do was just like the first like 4 or 5 stages and you'd be done. This one is 8. I did also want to pull up what the support memory does. So give me one quick second. I should be able to find that. Items. Okay, here we go. So this support memory gives 10% attack and defense to category allies that are a part of a rapid growth, and key 3 to all Namek Saga category allies for 2 turns. it's worded in a way that makes me think that the rapid growth category allies will get the buff permanently, because they're like, there's a comma before it says key 3 to all allies in the Namek Saga for 2 turns. So if this is a rapid growth 10% like buff permanent, then this support member is actually very, very good. This is definitely worth grinding up in my mind, because while the rapid growth category team is not amazing by any means, this could still be useful if we got like more buffs for that team. There also is a Super Battle Road stage for that category. So when it does eventually get an Extreme Super Battle Road stage, using this support memory would not be the worst option. Like you'd probably benefit a lot from doing that. Granted, the key 3 is probably gonna be wasted unless you're bringing the LR, Gohan, and Krillin. But besides that, like, I would say this is a very worth support memory to get, just to have. I don't think it's ever going to be really used all that much, but there are definitely a lot worse support memories that you could bring for a Super Red Road stage, especially if you're going to have a lot of rapid growth category units on the team. There are a lot of support memories in this game that immediately got overshadowed by the same exact kind of memory, but better. Like, I remember last time they gave us one of these, it was the Captain Ginyu super fighting pose, like, support memory, which gives extreme class allies attack and defense for 2 turns when there's a super class enemy. And then they immediately gave us, like, better support for extreme class units. Granted, they were for specific category ones, but, like, even still, it's like, why make that and then immediately overshadow it with something else? And, like, in the same vein, one of the first support memories to come out, like the Frieza support memory, is an extreme class buff against a super class enemy for 1 turn anyway. It's like, why are we just making the same support memory with different animations over and over again? Sometimes it doesn't make a lot of sense. There's also a Vegeta family one with, like, Trunks when he's, like, going to the future. But then we're now getting the reels to get a permanent Vegeta family buff. So there's literally no reason to ever bring the Trunks support memory, the yellow Trunks one, because all that is just a worse version of the permanent one. Granted, like, if you can't beat the Super Battle Road stages to get the new Vegeta family support memory, then yeah, you won't be able to use it, but I don't see a reason to ever use these older support memories that are just getting overshadowed by better ones. So at least this one is category specific and permanent, so this one is going to forever be useful. There's a lot of those in the game, and I feel like those are just overall the best support memories in the entire game, like, period. Especially if they're for categories that are actually good. Like the Goku and Vegeta family permanent buff support memories are going to be viable forever, because those teams are going to constantly get buffed. Same thing with the GT Hero and Movie Hero permanent buffs. So while those are kind of difficult to obtain, because you have to beat all the stages of the Super Battle Road stages for the Goku and Vegeta family ones, and then all the stages of both red zones, it's still, like, very worth to go out of your way to try to get that. I know the red zone can be very difficult for a lot of players, but I would say just try to stick it out just for those support memories, like, because they are very, very good and very helpful. Especially because the Movie Hero and GT Hero support memories are probably just the best support memories in the entire game, like, in general, considering that they also give key to characters that have Goku in the name. So I would say definitely they are worth your time to try to get. Sorry about that. Had to take care of cat business. But yeah, support memories I feel like are a very good addition to this game. And overall, they've done a pretty good job at making a lot of them kind of unique, and while bringing some decent animations into the game. There are some support memories that I would like to see. Mainly, there's like a few scenes that I think definitely should be in the game somewhere. Oh, what the hell? Stage doesn't take damage? Because there's a lot of like little moments within the series that really aren't relevant enough to be on a card. Like, I think, for instance, we could see a support memory of Goku healing the bird in the Cooler movie. Because while I know people really want Jesus Goku, as they call him, to be like an LR, I don't see him actually having that little bird healing animation as a thing. I guess it could technically be like a revive or something, but like it doesn't really need to exist. And I feel like making it a support memory would be pretty good. Okay, I guess this fight's done now. That's an odd stage. But yeah, there's like scenes like that. I think we could get a lot of the openings for the anime as support memories. Like, because I know we have the card art for other Goku, Gohan, or no, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. That, like, for the 7th anniversary, that is a reference to the second Dragon Ball Z opening. But I feel like we definitely could see more of the openings be put into support memories than actual cards. Though I do think that we could see that ending shot of like the Dragon Ball Z, like ending with like all the Z fighters lined up. I think we could probably see that as an LR at some point in the game, introducing like a Z fighter category. But do we need it as a card? I would like it, but do I see it happening? Probably not. At the very least, I feel like we should at least get them as a support memory. Other than that, there's really not a lot to talk about this entire event, because these are just revamped story events. A lot of them, they're basically here just to give you the stones back and to do it again. So, I mean, it's like 16 free stones at the very least. So, I mean, I'll take it. Definitely another W for this celebration, giving us even more free-to-play stones for free-to-play players. Because if you didn't give Vegeta and Trunks, I feel bad. They are amazing. They are by far the best unit in the entire game. However, Worldwide is coming. So if you didn't get them, start saving now. You got all these ways to get stones. If Worldwide is something insane that you're going to be hyped for, whether it be Majin Buu Saga, Future again, as people are thinking, or even if it's Superhero, which I doubt, but I feel like it'd be great, you're gonna want as many stones as possible. And getting all these like Dragon Ball stories done is a lot of free stones that a lot of people just ignore, because no one really goes out of their way to actually play these, because they're in their whole separate section of the story, like pick option thing. They have their own little slot. Also, this is really annoying. I know it's so that you can farm up that old free-to-play Kid Gohan, but they really need to update this, because I am not trying to do this all day. Granted, I have him done already, so I won't ever have to actually grind this stage ever again, but man, I feel like what they should do for these kind of stages is, if you don't need, like, if you like don't need all the orbs, they should give you one slot that's dedicated for like a high number, while the other one is dedicated for low numbers like 1s and 2s. I feel like that would be fine, because some people just like to get the stage done for the stone and then move on. I'm not entirely sure how the stage moving mechanics work, but I think a little quality of life where you have options of what you actually want, like a low, a medium, and a high number, I feel like that would be really helpful. Maybe like the first slot is always 1s and 2s, the second slot is always 3s and 4s, and the fourth slot is always 5s and 6s. I feel like that'd be fine. Looks like we are done. We can go ahead and collect all of this. And boom. Wait, 7. Let me check real quick what this mission is, and I'll be right back. Ah, okay. All right, and we're back. So I was a little mistaken. You do also have to bring a hybrid sand category ally, specifically for this stage 2. So just make sure you throw like this Kid Gohan on your team before you actually do that. So you will need about like 5 units to complete all the missions here, which is pretty good because usually you have to have more than that. What I didn't see clearly is that in the mission for this stage particularly, you have to have 1 hybrid sand and 1 earthling. I thought you just had to have an earthling because I only like quickly scrolled through the list of units that were usable to get the mission. But now that we have that hybrid sand category ally on the team, we should get the final mission here. Whenever it loads, that is. Thank you, JP servers. Yep, and there it is. So now if I claim it, we should have every single one of the support memory pieces completed. I believe they are here? No. This is like one thing that I have never memorized with JP Dokkan, is actually finding the support memories. It's equipment. Training. Okay, where are these support memories at? There we go. So yeah, there it is. There's the support memory. It actually is a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. I felt like this would have been a full 200 support memory since it gives the permanent buff. Actually, does it give a permanent buff? Because on the wiki, there's a comma in between the 2 parts, but this is looking like it's just for 2 turns. If it is for 2 turns, it means it's a lot worse, but if it's not, then it'll be pretty good. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about the supporter memory and the Dragon Ball story events, and I will see you guys in the next video.